Excellent. 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 What slide were we on last time?
24.
24. Brilliant. How are you otherwise, Isabella?
Yes. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
I've been relaxing a little too
I
much.
want to ask you a favor. The monitor that your camera is on, can you combine the two to have camera and monitor be the same?
You tired of me looking over to one side?
Not tired. It's just I like to look at you. It's much more fun. Yeah. It's just weird, you know. It looks like this. You see now, I'm looking at you on the phone over here. I'm looking directly at you, but you don't see me looking at you directly, right?
All right.
It's just kind of weird when it's like that. But I don't mind it.
If I can latch on to this thing.
Or just move your
Damn it,
camera.
what the?
Is your camera sitting on top of the monitor?
Yeah, but then you get a view of a whole mess.
Oh, it's strategic, in other words. Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I get on. I mean, with
So-
the other community,
Sure.
I have it set up the way I do because half the time
Don't worry about it.
I'm
Don't
not
worry about
even focused on Zoom.
Okay. Now, if there's a practical reason for it, fine. I mean, I don't mind the mess. It doesn't bother me, but no, don't worry about it. I
There
just
we
thought
go.
it might. I just thought it might be as simple as just moving the camera onto the other monitor. You know.
Oh, what I did is I moved the application to my other monitor.
That's what I figured you could do. Exactly.
Yeah, it's just my mouse is still giving me some fucking issue that
It's
clicks
just,
whenever I don't want it to.
Oh, you mean it's just low down. So what I do is I take my Zoom off of full screen and I make it a narrow band up at the top of my monitor and pull the window up at the top. Then I'm looking now. See, I'm looking very close to the camera.
Mhm.
If I pull Zoom down to the bottom, see, now I'm looking at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I have the application dispelling my entire screen.
And that will make the individual windows a little lower. So if you take it off of full screen and then just drag it smaller, that it sits up at the top, only like a narrow band across the top, then you look up at the camera better. I don't have to. It's fine the way it is now. It's okay the way it is now. It's fine. It's no problem. Okay. Other than that, Isabella, how's it been going with the clients and the interaction and being a buyer's assistant and stuff like that? How's that going?
I've been a little too relaxed with it. I
Okay.
pretty much only talked to like 4 people last week, and I was dragging them on for an entire week, trying to build up a relationship
Oh, wow.
and some rapport.
Wow.
I actually just reached out to 20 more people today.
Excellent.
In fact, I've noticed a trend with this. First day that I did affiliate marketing full time, it took me 8 hours to find 20 different people to reach out to. Second day, it took me 4.
Wow.
Today, I got it done in 2.5.
Wow.
Not
Wow.
even actually, because during that time I took a shower and I got onto Zoom with you.
Wow. Very cool.
So I'd likely say an hour at most.
Yeah. That's huge in terms of efficiency and time management. That's fantastic.
Exactly, because now I don't have to limit myself to 20 people. I can go to 40 and potentially be talking to 10 people that respond back to me instead of the 5 that have responded so far.
Exactly. And affiliate marketing is all about the numbers. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, you see that.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
It comes up a lot in self-help, self-improvement things. But he wrote a very influential book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And it's been a big book now. He was very sincere and he was very genuine, and people misunderstood this and they used it to manipulate people, which is not his intent. He was a very genuine guy. But he was a top salesman and he made a lot of money in the Great Depression selling insurance. You think if ever there was a time when, you know, you would think insurance would be the very last thing that you would be successful selling, It's during the Great Depression. And the way he sold this, he sold, believe it or not, he sold insurance with a negative opening. Right. In other words, you would go knock on the people's door, and this is door to door, by the way, back in the days when there still was door to door salesmen. He would knock on the door and says, "You don't want insurance, do you?" You would ask it in the negative. "You don't want insurance, do you?" And that's what he asked people, and they would all say, "No, no, no, no." But he said it was just a numbers game. Sooner or later, you know what? Wait. Actually, I do need insurance, and there you go.
So, yeah, and that's all it is.
Right.
Is I have to reach out to people and just,
right.
If someone drops off, fine, let them go and find another one.
In other words, he said, "Look, if nothing else, it's just a numbers game. Persistence and determination will get you the sale. Just keep at it." So I don't know what his sales percentage is, but it wasn't very high. However, right. So that was his opening line to get a prospect. Yeah. However, his closing was probably 100%. Because of that, the moment that he said, "You don't want insurance, do you?" And, he's ready for the door to close. And the person says, wait. Actually, I do want insurance. You just happen to come at the right time. That's a guaranteed sale, no? If you think of the psychology of it. So yes, he had a lot of prospects. He had a low percentage that committed to an active, hot prospect. But when he had a hot prospect, his closure rate was probably 100%, right?
Right. I actually have met a couple door-to-door salesmen.
No, I've done it.
One of them was selling a product that was guaranteed to clean anything. Wow. It cleaned up the rusted hitch of the ball on my hitch.
Wow.
And then he tried to go and clean a rock in my garden that was supposed to be the color. And he wouldn't listen to me saying, "No, that's the natural color of the rock. No, it's not dirty. It's supposed to look that way."
Wow.
Well, he actually took the cleaner and started cleaning it and is like, "Well, damn, this stuff isn't coming off." And I'm like, "No, dirt.
It's the natural color, you idiot.
It's supposed to come off."
Wow. What an
and then he turned to me and said, "Well, I just need to sell 2 bottles and then I'll be done for the day."
Oh,
well, too bad. It's a good thing for me because I don't have the money. I don't have any cash. And with the way you treated me, I wouldn't buy off you anyway.
Yeah.
Not to mention, that rock actually looked a bit worse. It looked like some stuff had come up and it was just bland in color for this one spot he worked on. And I'm like, I'm not even going to mention it to my parents. They're not even going to notice, but like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Interesting.
What if that actually destroyed the rock to the point that we had to pull it out, flip it over and whatnot?
Yeah.
Really?
Now, door-to-door selling, by the way, it's a tough gig. I've done it selling in encyclopedias. I sold other stuff too. But selling encyclopedias. Something I learned from that, the guy said, "No, look, this is not for everybody. You can't be too much of a nice guy for this."
Right.
He told me straight out. They said, "You can't be too much of a nice guy. Not for you." Okay, thank you. Very powerful lesson. Thank you very much.
I'm actually considering signing up for an MLM.
Right. Because you're including people's... What's that?
I'm considering signing up for an MLM because I'm not doing so hot with affiliate marketing, so I'm half expecting to needing a second source of income or.
Yeah, you got to keep going though. You got to get your stride. You got to persist, and
exactly. It's just I'm almost down of time.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. I got.
So I have enough money to pretty much pay my way into May.
Yeah.
April's paid for rent-wise, but I only have enough money to pay rent for May. Gotcha. Without getting food or anything. Oh, right. So at this point, it's either I need to make one more sell or I need to go and find another job.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, let's keep at it. Use that as pressure to leverage yourself.
Oh yeah, really I'm trying to. It's just right now, what I'm facing is my time in the program I'm in is almost up. It's up on April 16th. if I make a sell, I'm not going to see the money until 1 month from that day. So if I make a sell today, I'm not going to see it until April 29th.
Yeah. That's the downside with affiliate marketing. Is there's always that big delay. Yeah.
So like I said, I can pay for May rent, but I wouldn't be able to get food until late April.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Good.
So I'm actually expecting to go and get a part-time job making minimum wage where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that's going to give me $250 every other week.
Gotcha.
So, that would get me enough to essentially buy back into the course I'm in and still be able to pay rent for May.
Yeah.
Without,
it's good to be real. It's good to be real and realize, things take, they take some time sometimes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing is, I know, like, at the very least right now, I just need a part-time job.
Yeah, gotcha. Good. Realism is very important. Very, very important. Gotta be real.
I'm gonna see how it goes for like this week, and if it doesn't go that well, I'm off to get that job.
Excellent. Good deal.
But I'm not giving up on affiliate marketing. But
yeah, no, you can't. No, you can do both. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to go all the way. You can do both. So this is very cool. Yeah. Very cool, Isabella.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. All right, so let's go on to let's see, we were slide 24, right? List what comprises you and
yeah, we actually ended off on that one, so we did it.
Okay. So, our character is a reflection of our deliberate choices. Either we choose to believe in any idea without thinking it through to the end, or we make impeccable choices. Every choice we make is the building blocks of our character. Beena. Very cool. So your repeat back on this one. On slide 25.
Basically just that. If we choose to be impeccable with ourselves and others, then that will have a reflection on our character over time because it becomes an engraved habit to ourselves.
Yeah. Very cool. Any takeaways from that?
Just that we need to make deliberate choices that can affect ourselves if we want them to affect ourselves.
Yes.
So we need to make a deliberate choice to say, if, for example, I'm going to get into affiliate marketing and succeed, and then actually take action on that so it becomes engraved into our character.
Yes. Now, of course, we don't always have the time to like in this case now, it takes time to build up and practice and figure out all your kinks and find out what works, what doesn't work, all the stuff. We may not always have that luxury of time, so then we got to do what's appropriate, and that's it, But yeah, we're still deliberate and committed. Absolutely. Very cool, Isabella. Very cool. That's very cool. I'm very happy to see that when you have come and listened, that some of that stuff is filtered in there and utilizing it. Very cool. Very cool. Very awesome.
I was listening in, and
that's brilliant.
So I joined into the Zoom call after I found 10 prospects.
Brilliant.
And then while I was listening in, I just went out and found 10 more. My goal was to actually do the course, which I did.
Wow.
I did the 3 slides that I needed to get done. And then after that, I was like, gee, I got time to kill now. It's like, this is the one what we're going to be working on. I'd like to just keep it to module 1 for right now. So I'm going to go do affiliate marketing, and I found 10 more prospects in the time from when I finished that last slide to when our meeting started.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Actually, I think it was about 10:38 when I went and got some breakfast instead of the meeting started. So it would have been right then, right when I got breakfast.
Yeah.
So slide 26, what beliefs support insult and embarrassment? Are the beliefs logic, reasons, ideas, rationales, substantiations, etc., which uphold insult and embarrassment justified?
Yeah, yeah.
Share when I was insulted or embarrassed and what I believe the cause and reason to be. Well, whenever someone asks me what embarrasses me.
Interesting. I always like to hear these happen in 4th grade.
I proposed to a kid.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Wow. 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 And what happened? What did they say?
They said yes.
Wow, even more brilliant.
The next year I got transferred to another school. I never saw her again.
Oh. Did you stay in touch? Have you tried to contact her now? Not that it's appropriate now, but just for the fun of it.
No.
You remember, by the way, we proposed and you accepted. Well, I just have to say, I kind of need to cancel this, you know. I don't know. It just seems
well, there's no point. There's no point. I'm legitimately engaged.
Exactly,
now, so.
But still, that's why I got to cancel the old one.
Ago, like.
All right. I know.
Yeah, that was years ago.
Just for the fun and the joy of it, you know. I don't know. Sometimes it's just fun to do that, you know. To put it at peace.
Yeah, I don't even remember her name.
Wow. So why was it embarrassing at the time?
It's embarrassing for me now.
It
was just something I like.
Interesting. Well, if that's the worst you got by way of embarrassment, you're doing pretty good, right, Beena?
Exactly.
What would you say is the most embarrassing thing ever, Beena?
Embarrassing thing ever?
For you?
I never actually been able to measure that what was most embarrassing because I made a lot of things like very, very tiny little simple things which makes me feel embarrassed. And mostly it was asking inappropriate questions. Now I don't feel embarrassed anymore, but it was at that time that when everyone, like still they recall that, Beena, you asked that to your uncle, you said this to someone. And I'm like, oh yes, and that was embarrassing. But now I just laugh on that, so they're not embarrassing anymore for me.
Yeah, I laugh at what I did, but it's like, really, I don't want to tell people about that. That's something I intentionally try and keep to myself.
It's a shift still. It's a shift still. Before it was embarrassing big time, like, oh my God, I was so embarrassed by that. Because everybody was actually cueing me to feel embarrassed. But okay, now I just laugh about that was my inappropriate application of asking questions. Not goodness only, but yes, asking questions. I was too blunt to say things. Like really, like what's the point? I was not able to understand that if something is okay, just for example, if something is red, so why not to say red? It is red. I was not able to understand that why it is inappropriate to not call it red. That was the lackness in my in my understanding at the time, I was not really aware of that what is inappropriate, all those society rules and all that. So I was like, okay, this is what it is. That was not appropriate at the time.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
So lack of capital diplomacy in your case.
Yes, but I feel that I was not aware of it. Completely no idea that why to
So lack of
not call red.
awareness.
Yeah. Like, okay, so what if like, and I asked my mother sometimes because she said that, and I said, Mama, but they are cheating. If I'm mentioning they're cheating, then I'm bad. But they, because they are doing, you are not calling them cheaters. So it means that it's not bad, but just saying it is bad. That was really a huge deal.
Flummoxed by hypocrisy.
I was not understanding that. What's the point to not say that? Lack of awareness, sir.
Yeah, and exactly. It's amazing.
Because it comes out later is that it was not only hypocrisy or being adamant about things. It was like, how can you be so upfront and say things with absoluteness? With absoluteness, like those people might be in some different situation, but according to me only. And that was my poor understanding. That was my poor judgments also. I was calling them. So for me, okay, like if I see someone is involved in something, that was only my perspective. But I was so upfront about that. Like, okay, I saw them doing this. This is what it is. So that, and then my mother says, yeah. So my ego was telling me that I'm not a hypocrite. These people are, because I always argue with my mother that, okay, doing is not bad things, but saying it that they were doing that is bad. So hard, but it was a lack of awareness, and also like not thinking it through to the end and not being able to see things from multiple perspectives.
Yeah, very cool, Beena. Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah.
Arrogance also.
Yeah. Very fantastic. When we look back, we realize that, after time, the things that we're embarrassed about, there's no real need to do so. Which is very cool. Very cool. Brilliant. All right. So what is the next part of that there? So which beliefs support insult and embarrassment? Isabella?
So do insults and embarrassments affect your character? Can they? I say yes, they do, and that they can, but only if you let them.
Exactly. But I'm still keen to know the first part of the tasks here. The very first question is there. It's what beliefs support insult and embarrassment. So if you're insulted, means you're believing in something. Or if you're embarrassed, means you're believing in something, and that causes you to be embarrassed. What about the belief in, if you're getting insulted or embarrassed, you believe that you should get insulted and embarrassed under certain circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also that you believe that if you do something and it doesn't quite go the way, and you look bad, then you must be embarrassed or insulted. So there's a belief in that you need to always look good or not look bad. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, a lot of girls face that belief.
Exactly.
I personally don't care too much. I am trying to do better when it comes to like how I dress. But before my transition, you couldn't get me to wear a nice shirt, a nice set of pants, unless I was going to church. And that was even rare.
Interesting.
Like, I kid you not, I'd go into a fancy grocery store, or not a grocery store, a fancy place, a nicer restaurant, and I'd have holes in my shirt from work.
Wow. But again, embarrassment is really now a belief in self-importance, is it not?
It is.
Same with insult. You can't, if you have no self-importance, you can't be insulted, really. I can't be offended if I don't care what your opinion is. That's on you. You want to say nonsense, that's your doing, not my doing. So in order to be insulted or embarrassed, we have to really believe in this concept of self-importance. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. So
of ego, of status, of such stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, like, because I ask.
Nice.
If you haven't noticed, my hair is pulled back and it doesn't look matted.
Yes, I like your top too.
It's not a top, it's a dress.
Oh, I could. Yeah, wow, I like your dress then.
I haven't stood up on camera, so.
Yeah, no worry. Appearance, what we were saying earlier with Kay, just share that. It's a very powerful point, because I want to bring in a very powerful point in connection with that.
Okay, so as we all see a lot of things about transformation, spiritual, psychological, intellectual, and also physical transformation, and it's a big deal because this is I truly respect this idea when people actually want to look good and be good, because for me it is the being in a physical body is a big thing, and we need to respect that. Like I don't agree with all these idea that physical is nothing and just all these spiritual ideas. So because it's a vessel, this is how we actually understand all these things. So anyway, it is important for me, and I am so inspired by that when people really share their stories about transformation. But the transformation was we call it transformation, which in reality is to be something which might be liked by others or being appropriate. It is like jumping from one thing, try to fit in, from another, try to fit in thing. So in way of impeccability, this is not something what we want to be in a situation like this. So there is no transformation in this type of situation. It is representation, not transformation. And representation of what? Representation of our new, deliberately acquired self-concepts, what we really feel now in this moment, and how we feel about ourselves, how we see ourselves, how we understand ourselves, how we feel ourselves. So this is to represent all these feelings of self-concepts we have acquired now into our physical appearance also, into our physical surroundings also. It is not only limited to just how I want to be, it is where I want to be, because my surroundings are the representation. Because this is, and Kay mentioned that how I'm going to, with whom I'm going to spend my time with. My room is mostly where I spend my time with. So it is kind of like they are my companions here, all the things, and they have to be in alignment, in attunement, or at the same frequency at least, where I can feel that I can communicate them happily, joyfully with that. So it is about the physical representation of our self concepts.
Yeah. So yeah, I get it.
So I wanted to ask
you were
you
saying,
this,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yes, you were saying something.
Yeah. So you're bringing out the point. You're essentially making the case for the value of paying attention to your appearance, not just yourself personally, but your environment, like your room or your apartment or your house, whatever. But mainly how, just your physical appearance. It's part of the bigger picture. And so I want to ask you a really, really big question, a really, really huge question. goodness. You really like goodness, and you celebrate goodness, and goodness is important to you, right, Isabella?
Yeah.
Like a third question. I want to ask you though, is goodness thus also beautiful to you?
Yes.
Now, in terms of your appearance, if you are, adding to your appearance in terms of beauty, if you represent and bring out your goodness, in other words, your beauty, is it not become one and the same thing? Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
So now this idea, this concept that Beena shared, which is the representation of ourselves through appearance, you are through beauty representing your goodness. Yeah, through dressing nicely, putting on nice makeup and jewelry and whatever.
I mean, I'm not wearing makeup right now, so I don't feel like I have to wear makeup.
You do
but
not.
I do like to dress fancier.
Right.
Even here
But
in my own home.
I'm simply saying these are all techniques. You cannot wear jewelry and be beautiful. You can, it's just different people do different things to bring out their goodness or to bring out their beauty. I'm making the case here that beauty and goodness is one and the same thing. So when we dress nicely and we do whatever we do in order to, bring out our beauty, we are bringing out goodness. And when we see the two as the same, it changes everything. To realize we are beautiful because we are good is a big deal. Yeah, it is for me. It's a big deal for me. It's a very big shift. It's a very big shift, right?
Yeah.
It's a very, very big shift. I don't think I'm necessarily physically beautiful, but I know I'm pretty good. So if my goodness and my beauty go together, okay, I'm beautiful because I'm good. I can live with that. Yeah.
Something I want to say is a lot of my environment is pretty much between here, my office, and my bedroom.
Yeah.
So out of the two rooms, I consider my bedroom my safe space. So
nice.
Any home that I'm in, even with my fiance Tyler, if we're in my bedroom, I'm going to say as soon as we have an argument, it's leaving the bedroom. I don't want that in here.
Wow, good. Very good. Never go to sleep on an argument either. Never.
Right.
Even if it's not resolved, you make up, it's all good and happy, and then you go to sleep. Just a good rule. Yeah.
I honestly don't see that we're going to have a lot of arguments right now.
Good.
But I haven't been around him a lot. Honestly, you're probably gonna think I'm a little stupid for getting engaged to this guy. We've only been on 1 to 2 dates.
No, I do not think so at all. I've seen way too many real life marriages come from in-game relationships. Plenty. They never went on a date, and the first time they met was for the wedding. Sometimes, But seriously, I mean, and again too, you ask people, where did you meet? Oh, in game. We played together, and then we got together, and that was it. It happens all the time. So it's not. One thing I would say, I very seldom give advice, but this is a point of advice that I would make. Don't ever get into even one argument, because once you do, you cross a line, and you have that. Because look, let's put it this way: if you were in this dating stage and you're very careful, I don't want to lose him. So I don't want to get into an argument because I don't want to lose them. Keep that mindset for when you actually are already in the relationship, or you're married or whatever. Keep that same pressure on you to not go into an argument, to not cross that line, because once you do, it's very easy to repeat.
Yeah, I mean, just take a look at people who cheat. They say that, they'll do better, it won't happen again. You can't trust them that it won't happen again because they already crossed that line.
Exactly. So just do yourself a favor and never ever get into even one argument. That's it. No matter what, just say, no, I refuse. I'm going to find every other possible way to resolve this.
Yeah, I do agree with that. But at the same time, I'm prepared to know, we are both young. He's in his 30s, so he's older than I am and more mature. But I'm really young, so we might get into an argument. So
Sure,
I've
sure.
actually put out there that when we get married,
Yeah.
I'm going to make it a requirement that we go to couples therapy as a couple, even if we don't have any problems, because it
That's
just
a
opens up
fantastic
that
idea.
communication between us.
Yes, that's a fantastic idea. Yeah, yeah. Or do something like Way of Impeccability together, which
That
is way
too.
better than couples therapy. To do it together, where you're basically each other's commitment buddies, you sharing together, you learning together. This is a profound, profound thing. I mean, that would be a pretty big commitment because, of course, it's well, same thing going to therapy. It's not inexpensive, but still, this is a fantastic idea. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, typically therapy tends to deal with problems. And like we said before, there's a problem when you deal with problems. You immersed and focusing on that. There's no replacement. The Way of Impeccability is the replacement. It gives you something to live by, not something that you are trying not to live to. So it's a very big shift. It's a big deal. But still, that would be a truly, truly magnificent thing. I don't know what Tyler does, but if this is at all something that you guys could do, this would be fantastic. That would be really, that's
I mean,
very
as an
brilliant.
affiliate marketer, it's more likely that I'll be able to afford it than he will, because he works for Burger King as a manager.
Yeah.
He's like the third highest manager in his store. So he's right under the assistant manager and GM.
Oh, you never know. It depends on the company, but that's.
He makes about $13 an hour, so it's not like he doesn't have a bad paying job. I'm just expecting to be the one that's going to be making the most money in the house and the one who's going to make us to where we can afford whatever that we want.
Brilliant.
How do I feel after ending the module? I felt a calming peace of mind.
Oh, wow. I do actually notice this in you, that there's a shift, Beena, what do you feel? You see that too?
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
I mean, a lot of that probably has to do with quitting my job.
That was a big shift. That was a big shift. You taking charge of your own life. It doesn't mean that you have to do this, but there are all sorts of different ways of doing things. But you're starting on a journey, and like all journeys, they have their twists and turns, and you adjust and adapt as appropriate. But if you deciding and you being in charge of your own self and your own path, your own life, this is essential. Yes, it's a big shift. It's a big shift. I mean, even if you do go and do a job, you still know what you want in the long term. It's just a means to an end. You don't give up on your goal, on your dream. It's just you're being real and you're being realistic and say, hey, I got to do this, so I can do that. And then you keep going. Very, very cool. Very cool. You are in charge of you. Yeah.
Even if, like, the job that I am considering for the part-time is one where I would have a advisor to help me go and actually get another job. So it's basically just a training program.
Brilliant.
I'd pretty much be able to tell that advisor, I've got another job lined up. It's just, I need time.
Yeah.
Before I'm making the kind of money I am able to make, or I am able to survive off of.
Excellent.
So as long as I can pick up $742 in a month, I have no problem working here and doing this other job, trying to make ends meet.
Excellent.
But that is my focus. Nothing else. So I'm going to ask, I want earbuds so I can join in on Zoom calls. I want to have the ability to have wireless earbuds so I can join in on Zoom calls with the community that I'm a part of and just be listening in.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool.
That's what I need in order to find success with my other job, is I need to be connected in with the community.
Yeah. Brilliant. 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 Very cool. Very cool. It's nice to have clarity of intent. Yes. Know what you want to do. Know what you want to do. Yeah. And then, just have that follow through. Keep at it. Keep at it. Keep at it. That's it,
Yeah. I also think it would be a little funny to have those earbuds in over a set of like head earmuffs. And then next thing I know, I just start busting out laughing and someone's like, what the hell are you laughing at?
Yeah,
someone just popped a joke on the community that I'm listening into. My phone's up there on the wall.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Or my tablet. There would be no reason I couldn't take my tablet in and plug it in and put Zoom on there.
Yeah. Exactly. All depends what job you're doing. All depends what job you're doing. Yeah.
One where there's enough ledges to put some stuff on.
There you go. There you go.
That's all I have to say. It is it would be a manufacturing job, so I do have to be careful with like pinch points and things that could cut off limbs.
Yeah.
There's actually one machine that I used to run at this place because I used to work for where I'm thinking about. And there's this one machine there that has enough voltage going through it that one touch in the wrong place will kill you.
Oh, exactly. Got to be deliberate. Precise. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that point that I'm talking about is a crushing hazard, because there's this plate that the electricity flows through that lowers down into position. So there's a crushing hazard with that. And then on top of that, it's as soon as it's lowered in position, high voltage. We're actually told not even to stand near it because it's that dangerous.
Wow.
It's okay to be at one end of the machine or the other because both of those are insulated. They're not going to necessarily arc and whatnot. But that main section that deals with all the electricity, the only time you're supposed to be standing right there is when you're shifting product through it or closing that lid.
Exactly.
After that's closed, you get the fuck away from there.
Yeah. When you're doing stuff like that, to really be aware and deliberately aware in every moment, there are fantastic opportunities to train ourselves to be impeccable, because you have to be, one slip and that's it, so yeah, very cool.
I got pretty good at that machine to where like I'm confident that if they did take me back, they could pretty much just put me on that machine and I would kick the person at the front of the line off and start doing that myself.
Cool.
I'm not lying about that. I would kick them off and say, "Okay, my turn," and lay all the product down, send it in, and have another batch of product by the time that plate even comes up. So it's always just moving through.
Yeah. Very cool.
I got pretty good at that line.
Interesting. I'm assuming there's lots of opportunity for lots of different things,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Very cool. Lots of stuff going on. Did you get started on module 2?
Not yet.
All right. No, brilliant.
I was going to save that for next week at 11.
Nah, very cool. No problem. No problem at all. There's no rush. Like we said before, do this in your own time, in your own field. We don't have to do things in any particular speed or order. It's not a problem. We just do it as it comes up, as appropriate. It's always the key. I like that. Very cool.
So 7 out of the 20 people are responding to me.
Wow. 7 out of 20?
Yeah.
That's very good. That's a high percentage. That's very
It's
high.
almost 50%.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
35.
I might actually just wind up calling it because I don't like having too many conversations going on at one time.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. No problem. All right.
Not,
No problem.
not
We'll do
calling
that.
it with Zoom. I'm saying calling it with finding more prospects for
Oh,
today.
I
I think
see.
I'm going to worry
I
about the
thought-
prospects that I do have from last week and this week.
Yeah. No problem. I thought you wanted to get on to responding them and say, okay, we call the Zoom session early, which we can do if you want. No problem. I
No.
thought you wanted to go
I'm
respond
in a
to your
meeting. They can wait.
There you go. There you go. Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. Very good. So if we do a recap of feeling and believing, the main point that we're looking to make there in the module is to say there's a very big connection between our feelings and our beliefs, and that they tend to reinforce each other, right? Because if I feel something, I tend to say, well, why am I feeling this? And I find the reason. And then that reason, because I'm feeling it, well, I'm feeling it, so I must have a reason. So whatever reason I find must be true. But that isn't necessarily so. We've just added, we've just ascribed, we've just tacked on this belief onto the feeling. The feeling may have come from who knows where, random, who knows, doesn't matter. And likewise, when we believe something, we feel, there's this implied idea that I should feel like, if I'm believing strongly, I need to feel something about it. So we tend to support the belief by feeling it. It doesn't make the belief valid. It's just a belief, right? So the feeling, we have this idea that because we feel it now, the belief is true. Not necessarily. So this idea that the two, they reinforce each other, and they try to make us believe that either the feeling is true or the belief is true. And neither are so. They're just reinforcing each other. And so this is a very, very, very subtle and sneaky kind of a logic trap, right? Just because the two are connected doesn't make it actually that one is true or not. No, they just seem to. It's a false idea. So when we start to look at this, we say, what beliefs are supporting my feelings, like we did with embarrassment? Why am I being embarrassed? Because I should be, because, well, you can't look bad. No, well, that's just a belief. Just because I do feel bad, it doesn't mean I have to feel bad. So I change it and I shift. I change my beliefs, I change how I feel. Likewise, I can change how I feel to change my beliefs. That's it. It's very, very simple. It's amazing. It's amazing. But that's the whole point of this session, is really to go into the detail to understand how those two are this essentially just a mind messiness of, it sneaks up on you and you don't realize that, oh, I'm believing it because I feel it, or I feel it because I believe it. And I don't need to do either of the two. There's a part of me that I can zoom out to and look at my character, look at what's really important to me and say, is this something that's coming from a belief that's a temporary thing, or something that's from my character, which is my permanent big dealness? Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Very simple way.
By the way, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm looking to my left and my right.
No problem. You're multitasking on all three monitors.
Yeah. So this part busted on me. And I use this to connect one of my three monitors into my computer. I actually just spent the money to buy a new part.
Yeah.
A new adapter. I got that
full of
Sunday.
those adapters. I have an adapter for every kind of connection to every other kind of connection. Yeah.
Let's see. I've got just the no. I've got two adapters.
Yeah.
I've got this kind right here, which is a
HDMI?
display port. No, display port to DVI. My graphics card can support HDMI, so I do have an HDMI cord running to one of my monitors, but all three of my monitors only have VGA or DVI. They're old monitors, so I have an HDMI adapter to DVI.
Right. Right. I know I've got them and I can go, like I said, I've got every kind of variation because I used to have a whole bunch of monitors once upon a time. So, and they're all different. You know, a good place to pick up monitors is the thrift store.
Yeah.
That's
That's actually where I got 2 out of my 3 monitors.
Yeah. I have a 20-inch monitor that I bought for $4. It works perfectly well. It just blew my mind.
Nice.
$4. It's like, holy macaroni, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know if
So
it
I've
was because
got a monitor the one that my camera is on. I bought that for 15. I bought the monitor next to that for 15. I had a third monitor over here that I also got for $15.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
And
Yeah,
then I decided I wanted a better monitor than what I had. No. So I bought 2 monitors.
Wow.
I'll go ahead and show you. I had 2 of these type monitors.
Yeah. Nice monitor.
That cost me $80.
Wow. That's what, 24-inch? Yeah.
And then I was looking for another one on top of that.
Yeah.
15.
Now that's interesting to me that you don't put the big one in the middle.
I've actually checked out the quality of the monitors side by side. The one that I have in the middle is actually a better quality visually than my biggest one.
Yeah, so that makes sense because that's less strain on the eyes. Exactly. Yeah.
No, it just looks better when gaming.
Well, there's that too. Yeah. But I mean, when it looks better, it's less strain on the eyes. But yeah, it's more fun and more pleasurable too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very cool. Well, that makes sense. I'm assuming you're still doing a little bit of gaming in between?
A little bit. I was playing Skyrim pretty much all day yesterday.
Interesting. Yeah, I've been trying to, but I don't get a chance. My cursor gets lost when I've got Elder Scrolls Online as the latest one that I bought, but the cursor doesn't show, and I don't know why not. So I have to just Google it, but I don't have the time. Had so many stuff to do, never got there. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've just been kicking back and relaxing a little too much last week. I did some affiliate marketing. I found 4 prospects on like Monday, and I just talked to those 4 for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do the same with these prospects. I'm going to go out and search for more tomorrow.
Yeah. You absolutely need to keep that momentum going, because if you don't, then that momentum goes. So it's very important.
Exactly.
Very, very, very important. Yeah. Especially too, leverage this pressure that you want to get things going. You want to get things started, take some pressure off yourself, right?
Yeah. There's actually one lady that I was hoping to get onto a Zoom call, and she told me she doesn't have the time.
Oh, yeah.
She wants to learn affiliate marketing. And I got to the point where I was talking to her at the course, and I've been talking to this one lady since the 16th of March.
Wow.
So 13 days.
Yeah.
And, she said she's going to make time to learn affiliate marketing, but she just doesn't have the time right now.
Well,
so I'm going to keep in touch with her.
Yeah. Cool. I mean,
but then I've also got like 7 more people today, and then 4 from last week.
Do you keep a list somewhere, of all your prospects? Neat, Beena. Very cool. And you make notes.
I'm probably gonna have to dig out another notebook that I can go name by name. These are the key points that I have determined with this individual. Yeah? So-and-so wants this. So-and-so got into affiliate marketing for this reason. This is their why, whatever. sticks out to me, I just write it
A
down.
spreadsheet is nice for that. Because you got the different columns. You put them all in the column 1, you put the email address in column 2, phone number, column 3, column 4, you say, date contacted, follow up, and so on. You've got, it's really useful, really useful.
Yeah, I mean, that's useful to like keep track of people, but I'm talking about specific notes. Like, there's one person on here who got into affiliate marketing to provide a better life for her daughter. That is her why.
Yeah.
But then I also asked her, assuming affiliate marketing works out well for you, what would you do with all your time and any extra money after you are able to provide for that better life for your daughter? And she said she wants to go traveling.
Wow.
So I'm trying to get tidbits like that, figure out what they're wanting to do so that when I do start talking about the conversation with affiliate marketing and talking about the course, I can kind of hype them up with their dream and then be like, what if you don't get the information you need from the course you're in?
You can make notes.
What if
like
affiliate
that.
marketing doesn't work out for you because you don't have the support group you need?
Yeah, it's important. You can make notes like that in a spreadsheet. You just fill up the cell with text. It expands to fit the text, so you can do it, no problem. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I like spreadsheets more for like short things where name, when did I reach out to them? Have they responded? Have I gotten them into a Zoom call? Have I invited them? Should I discontinue should I stop talking to them? And then the reason why. I like to keep it for that kind of purpose, but then like I have Word documents that are right at the top, John Doe.
Yeah.
Here's the key points.
I just know, a lot of times people don't realize they can do that. And the trick to it is really just to drag your column wider, and then you can in it like this. It's not a problem. So, but it's personal preference. You got to do what's right for you. But it's just a lot of people don't realize they can do that. And they just think, it's just numbers and stuff or headings, but you can put whatever you like into a cell, So I just like it because it's easy to sort and rearrange, So that's what I like. A very simple way of doing that. But
yeah, I'm pretty simple, but like I said, I just like to use 2 tools instead of 1.
Exactly. Whatever works.
Yeah, it's a little more complex, but I mean, like the notebooks to keep track of who I've reached out to today.
Yeah.
I could put all that in a spreadsheet. I have a spreadsheet. Shut up.
Yeah.
I have a spreadsheet set up for it already. So at that point, I just need a Word document where I can make page after page after page and have it be dedicated to one person.
Excellent. Yeah.
When I no longer need that page, I just delete it, replace it with another person, and go into the spreadsheet saying discontinued, reason why.
Perfect.
And honestly, I'd probably make another column for like what page that person is on.
Yeah, exactly. Just that simple things of efficiency, it just makes it so much easier to do the stuff.
Absolutely.
And it leaves you more energy for actually interacting with the clients, right? For the doing part.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And it just keeps you organized. So you always know where to go.
Exactly. Efficiency.
And this is where multiple monitors helps out. If I'm searching for prospects, this is actually a rabbit hole for me. I don't like stacking up window after window after window on my computer. If I'm going to have multiple windows open, I want multiple monitors specifically for that window.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I like
so
that.
I mean, right now I've got Messenger, Zoom, and Feeling and Believing. Well,
Nice.
if I wasn't on Zoom, then that would be Facebook for Chrome, Facebook for Firefox. So I have 2 different accounts running at the same time, one to spot who I'm targeting, the other one to actually message them. I'd have Messenger open. Actually, I don't even need Messenger because I'll just do that through Facebook.
Right.
To start with, when I'm actually doing prospecting, I'll just do prospecting, get it all done out of the way initially, and then I'll open up Messenger, closing out 2 windows. But then I also like to have YouTube music going in the background.
Same.
If I'm on Zoom, then there's 2 windows taken up. I'd like those elsewhere or whatever. I'm thinking about getting another 3 monitors, basically.
Wow.
Not right now, because I don't have the money for it.
Wow.
And that's not my priority, but it's basically so I can have 2 windows for Zoom, 1 window for browsing, 1 window for Messenger, 1 for 2 windows for Facebook, whatever I'm doing. Whatever tools I'm using for affiliate marketing, there's a window for that.
Well, what you can do, especially on that long monitor, is you can just take the windows off a full screen and just narrow them a little bit, so you can still.
Yeah, if I do it right, I might be able to even fit like 4 screens onto that.
Exactly. Absolutely, you can do that. So it just takes a little bit of organizing of the windows, but once you have it set up once like that, then it's pretty simple and pretty easy. So you don't need to always see all of a window. Like say your email
with
window.
Facebook and with email, no, I don't. Exactly. With Facebook, I'm gonna need 2 whole monitors for that. But then it would be nice for the spreadsheet. It would be nice to have a whole monitor just so I can do a glance over it all and have all the information there. Same thing with Word. But then Messenger, Zoom even, I don't even need the whole box on Zoom that's right here. So
you'll be surprised with a little bit of organization what you can fit on your monitors. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's really,
let's actually try that out.
Yeah.
Let's see. That right there. Let's actually open up Word. If I put Word Word could be. If I can grab onto the bar. What the heck is going on with my computer?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, that right there. Close that.
I was going to say, like for email, I just have it on the left that I can see the inbox, where it says inbox, and how many new. Then I can see, oh, there's a new one, and I can go there. So you just kind of overlap them strategically. It's very useful. Very useful.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of liking what I'm seeing here.
There you go.
So far, I'm trying to set everything up still. So let's see, I'd be able to move a tab out, and no, that's not right. This is where it's going to be the hardest. Right there. Okay. And then I use Google Sheets. So let's open that up. Okay, I got it.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Yeah.
I'll have to screen
Got
share
that
so
all
we
set
can
up.
see what you did.
Kind of hard to screen share 3 monitors, but
Well, then you have to show it.
you know what? Yeah, let me
Oh, you don't have to. It's okay.
let me screen
Don't-
share.
Yeah.
Okay, so just gonna go to facebook.com on that one. So for screen 1, I've just got regular Facebook. Screen 2 is where you popped up, but you'd be over on screen 1 or in the background.
Wow, that's interesting. See, normally when you do screen share, you don't see the other person's Zoom window. But this time we did see it, which is pretty cool.
It's because I have 3 monitors. It just pushed you off to another monitor.
Right.
So screen 2 is also on Facebook. And then screen 3.
Now, why do you want Facebooks? I don't understand.
Huh?
Why do you want Facebook open twice?
Because
see,
one is under my main profile labeled as Isabella.
Yeah.
The other one's actually under another name.
Oh,
And it's
that's
inside
why,
of groups that I'm using to actually pick who I'm going to message. And then I take them over to my main profile. By having 2 browsers open, I can basically be looking and messaging at the same time without having to constantly log in and out.
Yeah, no, I forgot that you used the 2 IDs, and that makes total sense. So yeah, when I used to multi-box,
and then this is that's what cool. I'm thinking about for the 3rd monitor.
Brilliant. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Perfect. When I used to multi-box 8 ships in Eve, 8 characters, that's what I did, put them like that, overlap like that. Very cool. Very cool.
And needless to say, like, I could do the same for Facebook. It's just that's where I'm going to be doing most of my stuff. So it just makes more sense to have a full window.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
And honestly, depending on the Zoom,
organization goes a long way.
Depending on the Zoom, the window for Zoom would actually be up in the corner where YouTube Music was or not.
Exactly. You don't need to have Zoom full screen. And like I said, I like to make it a narrow band across the top, because then I'm looking up there, when I look at either myself or the speaker, and I position it so that you're as close to the camera as possible. It just helps a little bit. It's not a big deal, but some people get uncomfortable that they don't feel, especially for clients, for us it's not critical, but for clients, you do want to be looking at the camera as much as possible. It's important. Yeah.
Especially for clients who I'm specifically working with. Excuse me. If I'm working with a client, then yes, it should be more face-to-face.
Exactly. And, you just want to have your picture, their picture up there as close to the camera as you can get it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But even, you want to know something I noticed? If I minimize all the screens, there's just this little window that pops up and I can move it around.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, it actually doesn't get moved to the back. Never mind. So that would probably be the best thing to do.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
It's so nice having 3 monitors.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've hated having two monitors and then just having to switch back and forth between the different windows and whatnot. It's not fun, to say the least. It is not fun.
I have a big monitor, but it's so big, I don't know if I'll be able to put it where I'm at now. It's a 42-inch TV that I use as a monitor, but I don't know if I have the space to do it. But it's very cool when I have it. It's really fantastic for gaming. Yeah.
Oh, I've wanted to buy a TV to use as a monitor for a while. I don't have anywhere to hang it right now other than right on my grow tent.
Make sure that they are high resolution though, that you can go to, because that helps for the gaming. Otherwise you can't, it's too big on there. And especially if you're going to do multiple windows, it's not so easy on a higher resolution monitor. Resolution. You need fairly high resolution when it's a big monitor. But
yeah, I won't buy it.
That's the only downside of mine.
Yeah, I will not buy it unless it's 1080 by 1920 resolution now.
Exactly.
That's actually my rule about monitors, is if I'm buying a brand new monitor, it has to support a minimum of 1080 to 1920.
Exactly.
If I'm buying a $15 monitor, I don't have any control over the specs. So I just buy it and try it out.
Yeah.
If I don't like it, it goes in a random corner.
Yeah.
But let's see. I can actually delete every single name on here. I'm looking at the spreadsheet I have. I think I will, and just kind of re-update everything for it.
So much better.
Yeah.
Do you multi-box when you play games or no?
Yes, I normally do have a minimum of 3 windows open. It'll be YouTube Music, game, and browser.
Right. There you go. And if you want to play multiple characters, which is what I was meaning more, it's also useful to have multiple monitors.
Mm-hmm. I don't generally play multiple characters unless I'm playing like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And even then, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, it depends on the game. You need to have follow in your the ability to go / follow from one character to another. Otherwise, it becomes very hard to do.
Yeah.
And auto attack needs to be decent. Otherwise, you're also wasting your time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of a windy day out today.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at things under the. I think at one point, I
wouldn't mind it.
We got a little bit of a roof over our backyard patio, so I'm looking at things that are hanging that the previous owner left, and they're swaying back and forth.
Huh.
A couple of them are pretty hard. Trees are rocking back and forth in the wind.
Was March for you up there pretty wet compared to normal? It was down here. We had mostly, it was overcast and rain most of the month. It's quite amazing.
It looks like it is overcast today. However, it has not rained.
Yeah, we've had a lot of rain this March. I mean, down here, Cottonwood, it's not very common.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty amazing. It's pretty cool. Very surprising, but it's nice though. Keeps things cool. Most excellent. Very useful.
Gee, I'm kind of sleepy.
Yeah, well,
I'm not gonna lie. I've slept enough.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I'm tired, but it's like I'm getting tired.
This takes stuff energy. Well, for Beena and I, we're coming up to our midnights.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we've been going since 2:00 this morning.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, then I think I should let you go then.
I know it's all good, but I mean, we just kind of shooting the breeze here, so it's all good either way. But yeah, we can get to bed early then. It's all good. So you're gonna continue in this week and start on module 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Just to recap, fantastic. I'm looking forward to that, Isabella. I'm really looking forward to it. That's very cool. Beena, you have anything to add before we go?
If I have no idea about the monitors and all these things, though I use my laptop. So how am I gonna add anything? But my takeaway is that it's always good to have more options in your life. Like Isabella is using multiple monitors. Yeah. That's good. Otherwise, nope.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. All right. That's a good idea, Isabella. Good idea. I like using our time efficiently. And
Yeah.
you can get to your customers. So very cool. Very cool. All right. Brilliant. See you next time, Isabella. See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
See you
Bye.
next time. Bye for now.
Yes.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Just end. Yeah.